Hey everybody, DeathsStalker here. So I thought I'd talk to you about how racers gear up for a race. Now, if any of you have been watching MotoGP or World Superbike or even Canadian or British American racing, you see a lot of racers, and some of them sit there with headphones on, listening to music. Some of them just sit there with their glasses on, staring straight ahead. Some are sitting there with their eyes closed, and just, if you're wondering what they're thinking or doing, well, every racer is a little different, so no two are exactly the same. Some guys, they have a playlist of music to get them, I won't say like in the mood, but to get them all up and ready, and like, imagine like you're driving your car and you're listening to Steppenwolf, Born to be Wild, and they're just getting themselves in the groove to hit the track. Now, other people, they're trying to calm themselves down, because some people are actually hyperactive in that, and they get themselves all worked up, and they literally blow all their energy before the track. The green lights, well, sorry, I guess the red lights go out now, and so they try to mentally calm themselves. Some people will actually, mentally do a lap, or even for that matter, the entire race in their mind, how they're going to do this, how they're going to do that, and they analyze and visualize the whole thing. A lot of racers do a lot of visualization. In some cases, you even have it where you might notice, if you actually pay attention, you can actually see some of the racers will be sitting there getting ready and no one's talking to them. It's because they require alone time, not to be bothered, no questions. They're trying to get themselves into gear. Other people, well, we had one guy who used to call him a pest, because he never shut up, he never sat still, and he was always like, talking to everybody and everybody under the sun. And it drove everybody nuts, because when the flag went, he'd gloat, and he won a hell of a lot of races and several championships. But he's probably the most memorable, annoying racer we ever had. Other people, they get quiet and they just focus on it. And you have people that are very analytical and are, trying to make decisions right for the last minute. So you get a little bit of everything. Myself, I was the type of guy who would, first thing I'd be doing is, going through like a checklist in my mind, is, because you have to remember, because most of the time I was the mechanic at the track as well. Did this get tightened? Did that get tightened? Was this done to spec? And so on and so on. And generally the actual racing part consisted of, okay, what position am I on? And who's beside me, because that's going to make my decision on how I'm going to attack the first couple corners. And a lot of guys will be doing the same thing. It's like, if I'm racing beside this particular guy, I know he's super aggressive, he's going to come by me no matter what I do, so I can either try to defend him, or I can try to get him in the next corner. And then there's, like, depending on where you are, everyone's plan and decisions can be separate. But in all honesty, when the lights go out and you start, or the flag drops, all bets are off. It's, the best plan usually gets tossed out. So now the interesting part was, one of the guys, I didn't race against him very often, but he pitted beside me. He was a multiple national champion, really nice laid back guy, and he actually, you know, in the pre-grid before we actually go on the track, he'd be sitting on his bike, he'd be sitting at his bike with his head down the tank having a nap. Full leathers, helmet on, and every once in a while, when we get the thing to go out, somebody had to poke him and say, you know, come on, wake up, and he'd go, oh, and he'd get up and go out, and then win the race. Like he would just sort of like, he relaxed himself to unconsciousness, let's put it that way. So it was just kind of interesting and pretty funny when you think about it. But if you ever wondered, like I say, you know, what Marc Marquez and Valentino and Lorenzo and whatnot, you know, everyone has their own style. Everyone has their own way of preparing. You know, Val has this where he sits there and hugs the foot peg of his bike and sort of like, I'm going to say he's probably saying a little prayer and trying to talk to his bike, saying, you know, treat me well and I won't throw you into the woods, sort of thing. But anyways, if you're wondering what was going on, that's the sort of thing that happens. Hope you found that interesting. Death Stalker.